Hi and welcome to the next tutorial. Today we are going to be looking at how to create a very simple mask transition effect using Adobe Premiere. So anyways guys, let's jump in. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to have your two clips ready to go. So in one clip here, which I've downloaded from Pexel's video, is I've got this person walking across the screen, and then I've got another clip over here as well. Now this clip is a good clip because the subject fits the entire frame, and this is perfect for our masking transition effect. So the first thing you need to do is you need to click on your clip, you need to go into your effect controls, and you need to find opacity. Alright, and once you have opacity, we're going to be worrying about the pen tool. But before we do that, we need to find where we are actually going to start this animation from. So I'm scrubbing through my clip frame by frame, and I'm just using left and right on my keyboard to be able to go frame by frame. So I need to find the first point of where I'm actually going to draw this mask. So I'm going to use this area here because this is the first frame that actually reveals a little bit of the background. So I'm going to be using that. So I need to click on my pen tool over here, and I'm just going to draw a mask that fits into that gap there. Now if you can't see it because you're working on a laptop screen that well, you can just double click up here and it will make that area much larger. So I can go in here and I can now start to draw my mask by just clicking and putting some points down. Now it doesn't have to be that accurate, but try and make sure that you're staying on the line. You then need to finish off that mask by making sure that you close off that area and make sure it joins back to the start, and then we can go back to our original view, and then we can change some of the settings in here. So now I've got my mask path there, and I need to make sure that I'm turning on my toggle animation. Alright, and so once I've done that, I can now go down here and I can make sure that I click on inverted, and I'm just going to change the feather and just increase it slightly to about 38. And I'm also going to change my mask expansion as well. So I'm going to bring that up to about, let's say 20. Now this just makes it softer. Now you need to make sure that this is on because otherwise it's just not going to work. Alright. So this is our toggle animation, and basically it's creating the transition effect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm just going to scrub through each of the frames, and I'm just going to make sure that I move the mask as the person is walking. So I'm just going to click, step forward one frame, or you can use the scroll on your mouse wheel to move forward and back. And then you just have to get these points and move them and just continuously cover that section. So it looks something like that. So then I move forward in the next frame, and then I do the same thing again. I just make sure that all that area there is covered. Now you can add more points if you need, just by clicking on the line. So if I click there, that will create a new point. You can just move them around until everything is covered. So anyways guys, I'm going to speed up the next part of the video. So I hope you understand that section, and I'll see you in a bit. So anyways, so once you've done that, then you can go back and you can use the scroll on the wheel to see if you've made any mistakes. And as you can see, that mask path, it moves with the person walking. So if you need to fix up any of those things as you are going along, you can go back and you scroll through your mouse wheel to see if there are any mistakes that you can fix up. If you don't forget about the corners, because everything needs to be black. See for example there, I'll need to make sure that I change that, and I do that on every frame. So just be careful here because those small things will stuff up the rest of the good animation that you're actually creating. And then once you're done, All right, make sure that you have a whole black screen that is everything covered. So now we're going to go back and we are going to get into the final section of this video. So now the final thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that we can go back to our first keyframe. All right, so that frame there where the actual animation hasn't started. And what we need to do is we need to move this so it's off the screen, so that when you go and play that through, all right, it then starts like normal. Okay, and then all you have to do is you have to just put this video clip underneath this layer. Now if you can't put video layers underneath each other, just add a new track and move your original clip, you know, move it up, and then you can actually put your clip underneath. So you can see here so I'm just gonna start it. I'm gonna find the start point there. So as he walks in, all right, the new clip is then revealed. Now you can see if there's any problems, you can go back and refix it just by clicking on the first clip and then going and finding where the issues are and then moving the mask, etc. So once you have that, all right, the final step that I did in this video is I added an adjustment layer. So I went to new adjustment layer, pressed OK, and I just dragged this to on top of my clip. All right, so I'm just gonna make it fit to there. And then what I did is I applied some lumetri color on there. So I went into my effects and I wrote lumetri color and I dragged that to my clip. And then you can go in here and you can change some of the looks. So say for example, you know, I can put that look in there and that just makes it look, you know, much more uniformed and looks cool. All right, if you need to change the feather or anything else on your clip, you can go back and change that in the mask feather as well. So the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some crop bars to the top and bottom. So I'm going to go and write crop in here, drag that to my adjustment layer, and inside of that I can just go from the top 12% and from the bottom 12%, and there you have it. Now if you wanted to add text, the other thing that I did is I just added text. So I went into my graphics section here and I just grabbed some text that you can find. So I'm just gonna drag this one down and I'm just gonna put it on top of my bottom video layer. And you can see that the title, which is there, I can go and change it. And there you have it, guys. That is a very simple way of how to do a very simple masking transition effect using Adobe Premiere. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.